past is already dead. But why do so many of us still live it like it's alive? We tend to replay old traumas and we hold on to it and we convince ourselves that we're still this person that was hurt, the same person that was bullied, that was abandoned. But here's the truth, that version of you does not exist anymore. The situation that broke you, it's already gone. The person who hurt you, the situation that inflicted pain on you, they don't exist anymore. The only place it still lives in is inside you, in the emotions that you refuse to let go. The more that you hold on to all these emotions, the more you would keep yourself stuck in a place that's already dead, when you could be having all the happiness and success and abundance that you deserve right now. So in this video, I really want to pass on this message that I have gained so much wisdom from, and that is to let go of the past. And I'm also going to walk you guys through why we are stuck in the past and my own journey, and how it can definitely help you if you are still struggling with a past version of yourself, or you're still feeling some sort of resentment to your past. So let's start with part 1, which is why we stay stuck. Our emotions trick us. These emotions are intense, they are sticky, they are heavy. These emotions, they convince us that we are victims forever. And this is how the human mind is programmed to be. The human mind is designed to get used to a certain feeling, a certain emotion, and a certain habit. So if the habit that you train yourself is, I'm a victim, he hurt me, so I'm gonna stay hateful forever, I'm not gonna trust people anymore. This emotion is intense, so it will like to stick to you unless you are the one who is conscious enough to break through it. The fear behind all these emotions, they felt really real. The fear felt real, the pain felt real, the humiliation felt real. So our mind replays it over and over again, and it torments us like nothing else. It's not even the person that's tormenting us or torturing us. It's just our own emotions, because clearly this person from 5 years ago, he's probably not in your life anymore. But your emotions will convince you that they're still in your life, daunting you and traumatizing you. And this is why we are stuck. Think about it. How many times have you caught yourself saying, if only I hadn't done that. I was so stupid. Why did she do that to me? If only things were different, if only I didn't meet her, then I wouldn't be so hurtful right now. I wouldn't have this trauma right now. Here is what I want you guys to see. These thoughts and emotions that are daunting you, they are just illusions. That moment that you were hurt does not exist anymore. That pain only lives on because you hold on to the emotions behind it. You are carrying it with you into right now. And the more we feed it, the more it will consume us. Every time you catch yourself resurfacing emotions from the past, or thinking to yourself, oh, I was that version of myself that wasn't enough, I was that version of myself that didn't felt loved in my childhood, tell yourself that this is a new you, and the present you is already different. You are no longer the girl that was abandoned. You are no longer the girl who was cheated on. You are no longer the guy who was ignored by your family. You are no longer the guy that has to chase for validation. You are who you are right now, and who you are in this present moment is what truly matters, and it is your choice to make. You can choose to stay victim, we can choose to stay thinking that we are not enough, but if in this moment you just choose to be the victor, you just choose to tell yourself, okay, in this very moment, what choice can I make? What kind of feeling can I allow myself to feel? And try that, and you will see that actually when you become the creator of your life, you are able to choose how you feel. You can accept these emotions that come, but what I really learned in my journey is to become an awareness to your emotions. Don't let the emotion control you. Let it feel, let the emotion come, but embrace the emotion and recreate the emotion. Turn it into something that can empower you. Okay, I was hurt 5 years ago. I may be abandoned by my parents during childhood, but I don't have to abandon myself now. So mindset shift can really do such a huge shift in your life, because your emotions are gonna be the fuel to your energy system. If you think that you're traumatized, if you think that you're hurt, if you think that you are a victim, you're helpless, you're not gonna find the motivation to do well in other aspects of your life, which is why this video is so important, because it really took me far in my life after I realized that all these emotions and my past, they are here to empower me. They are not here to hold on to me and not allow my growth and not allow myself to be a new version of myself. Part 2, I'm going to talk about the illusion of regret, because regret is one of the most powerful chains that are holding us back. Many times we can't live in the moment right now, or we often are very hurtful people because we regret what we have done. We think that we could have done better. We think that we shouldn't have done that. But what if I told you that the choice that you made back then was the perfect and the best choice that you could have made? Everyone in this life, we have to go through things for us to prosper. We have to go through things for us to learn something. If your life was a smooth sailing sail where it looked perfect, where you didn't make any mistakes, where you did everything that you think is the right and the best thing to do, you wouldn't have a story to tell, you wouldn't have emotions to feel, or you wouldn't even have the chance to be a human being, because a human being is messy. If we didn't make certain choices back then in our life, it wouldn't even shape us to who we are today. So you have to know that if your past didn't happen, and if those imperfections or all those hurts didn't happen, you wouldn't even be alive today. All those things are situations and events that had to occur so that you realize something, so you grow from something, so that you can become the version of yourself that you were meant to become. What makes us human beings special is because we have emotions, we have feelings, we have a heart, we have a soul, and the soul is meant to experience it all. So when I learned to see from this perspective, it really helped shift my mindset and my life, and I became more open to abundance in this case, because I could see my gratitude, I could see my blessings. So from now on, when regret tells you you should undo what happened, try to reframe this mindset. The truth is that all these things that you regretted, it had to happen. Things have to happen. Shit has to happen. You wouldn't have the perspective to carry. You wouldn't be someone that can empathize with people. You wouldn't be as strong, as wise, and as humane as you are today. And those are one of the most valuable things that a human being can possess. So what you can do to reframe it is think to yourself, what if that moment that you hated so much was actually perfect? What if it was all divine intervention? I always believe that everything that happens to you is divine timing, because the way that you think about your life is the way that your life is going to create for you. If you think of it as divine timing instead of I'm doomed, you're gonna see the rewards and the gifts that come after the storm so much better. People who stay stuck, the past version of myself where I used to hate my entire existence because I only magnified the imperfections, I would lose hope easily. I didn't have determination to get to what I want. I didn't practice gratitude because I could not. Even though I tried to follow gratitude journal, I could not actually practice it in reality because I didn't feel that way, or I felt like I was cursed. I didn't realize how blessed I was, but today I'm able to sit down and tell you guys about all these things because I truly think that I'm blessed and I am meant to walk this path, and I can use my path, my journey as an empowerment for my audience, for people who subscribe to me, for people who tune into my videos, because you guys deserve to know that you are so blessed. Being a human being alone is such a big blessing because most people can't even make it to the world. And we have a brain, we have cells, we have our whole heart and soul to create, to nourish, to love, to cry, to feel everything. This is the what if that I tell myself so much nowadays. What if this was the exact thing you needed, not to destroy you, but to awaken you? My darkest parts of my life awakened the best version of myself. If they didn't happen, if I didn't nearly die in a car crash, if I didn't suffer from depression at a young age, if I didn't have body dysmorphia, if I did not do many things in my life, I wouldn't be who I am today. I wouldn't have this heart today that I have right now, which brought me so far in my life. I really wish for anyone watching to be able to know how it feels to really love your journey so much, because I used to hate my imperfections so much, and I used to hate my past. My past daunted me so much. As long as someone tried to mention it, I would literally block it away and be like, let's not talk about it. But now I love it so much that I will talk about it over and over again as form of a blessing to remind all of you that if I went through this and I could become who I am today, so can you. So if you feel like your past is holding you, this is a very helpful exercise that you can input in your everyday life. You can take out a journal and write this out. What is the version of me that I'm holding on to that no longer exists? And what did that version of me come to teach me? Write it down honestly and don't hold back, because you will realize that the more truthful that you are to yourself, the more easy it is to overcome your battles. The reason why people are stuck is because they're not willing to face themselves. The moment you accept you embrace, you let go. And after doing that, you'll be so surprised how quickly you realize that you are no longer that version that you thought you were anymore, because you've already grown from it. You will no longer be affected by it because you have more abilities now and you have learned from it. Sometimes life will give you certain challenges, repeated challenges over and over again to test you if you have grown out of it. But you just have to trust yourself, because if you try to avoid it or if you try to fear it, it will just happen. This is why I realized that in this life, my goal is to become someone who is fearless, because what is there really to be afraid of? The worst thing is death, right? And I don't even think death is that scary, because when we learn to see the beauty of life, you would know that even the moment that you go, if you live every single day in the present, you would know that your life is already so blessed and you have had enough days to feel your blessing. So the reason why I even started this YouTube channel and talk about all these topics that are not really trending, but I hope that when people resonate with you, is because I truly want to use my days of being a human being to make it worthwhile. I really want to pass on what I've realized and what I've learned in my craziest, scariest days to my happiest days now. And I want to pass this on to you guys, which is life versus death, because this is something that people are so afraid of. I used to be so afraid of dying too, but now I rather see the beauty of being alive than to be afraid of dying, because I focus on my present a lot more this way. If you are constantly living in your past, to be honest, you are no different than the dead, because you are holding on to things that are already dead. The past version of you that was bullied, that's already dead. Now this is the new version of you. This is why it is so important to live in the present and move on from your past and your traumas and the emotions that you have not healed from, because if you keep holding back all these things, you are literally better off dead, because you're not even living the life that you were meant to live. You're not living in the present moment. You're not living in the moment. And this was like a light bulb moment that came to my head when there was one time I kept catching myself complaining about my childhood, complaining how this happened, this shouldn't have happened. And then I realized, wait a minute, I'm already no longer the 10-year-old me. I'm now already an adult, and I can choose who I want to become, and I can be the person who fulfills my needs, instead of thinking he should have fulfilled my needs, she should have fulfilled my needs. And it literally woke me up, and I realized that I felt like a dead person living when I keep letting my past daunt me. And I realized that if I shift how I think, if I shift into thinking that I'm blessed instead of I'm cursed, I'm literally ready 100% emotionally available for my current moment, which is the moment that I have the full control over. You can't control what happens to you in the future or what happened to you in the past, because that's already like a past tense and that is like a future tense. But what you can really have control of is right now, what you can do to make your day count. If you're gonna let your traumas and your past be the emotions that you run today, that will be what you decide today, and that is how today will go. But if you realize that today I want it to be filled with happiness, I'm gonna take my family out instead of spiraling in my victim mindset. I'm going to tell my mom that I love her, I'm gonna treat her to a nice dessert. You can change the trajectory of your life the moment you shift your emotions. So you have to be an awareness of your emotions. It's not about pushing your emotions away. Being afraid of the past is not wrong, but it's rather you have a choice over that choice. You can also ask yourself, what truly separates the dead from the living? Because when you start to think this way, instead of being so afraid and so hurt and so hateful, you will start to realize, oh my God, I'm living, I'm blessed. Because when you are dead, you can no longer worry about things anymore. You can no longer be daunted anymore. But because you are alive, you have all these things, and these are all gifts. The regrets that you feel, the guilt that you feel, the past that happened, the present that you have, the body that is still intact with you. These things are the reasons you're alive, and why your being alive is so beautiful, and it is waiting for you to make a change. The dead have no choice, no feelings, no chances anymore. But the alive, which is us, the alive have a choice. Alive feels and the alive can create. Yet so many of us waste that gift by staying stuck in the past. They complain, they blame, and they stay victims even when the universe has given them everything they need to move forward in their life. But you are alive, you are breathing, and you are here, which means that you have the choice to choose differently. And let me be honest with you guys that I did not feel this way about my life 5 years ago. For years, I've always thought that my past were the evidence that I'm broken. I kept replaying things that I couldn't change, and I kept asking the universe, why me? But over time, I realized something big. Every hurt, every disappointment, and every heartbreak was not here to finish me. It was not here to curse me, but it was here to complete me. That realization is also what inspired me to write my book, Becoming Whole, because I realized that becoming whole isn't about erasing my past. It is about claiming authenticity and looking at the gifts and the blessings behind the unique life that I was given. And what I wrote in my book is truly a beautiful reminder to all of you guys that no matter how much shit you went through in your life or the darkness in your life, you are meant for greatness. And in my book, I also include a lot of helpful tools that can remind you of what you need to do to practice being in the moment, and some really insightful journal tips that can help you out when you're feeling lost in your life, because we all sure do. Until today, I'm still not perfect. I'm still learning every day, and sometimes, even though I'm the author of my book, I still look at my book or I even read other books to remind me of who I am and to keep moving forward, because growth, it isn't a destination, it's always a journey. And every single time I share something or I make a video or I create something, I'm learning again. And this is what inspires me to be a creator of my life, to be an author at 24 years old, and to keep growing and learning every single day. I realized that wholeness is all about embracing everything that comes with the journey. It's not about picking only the beautiful parts. It's about transmuting my pain into purpose. So if you've ever felt stuck in your past, and if you ever felt like you couldn't let go of something, or if you just need some inspiration in your self-growth journey, my book, Becoming Whole, is definitely for you. Check it out in my Notion link, as it would also mean the world to me if you support my Becoming Whole journey. Before ending the video, this is my last question to you. If your choice to live in the past or the present could decide who you become tomorrow, would you still hold on to what's already gone? The past is already dead, but you are not. You are alive, and you get to choose how your story continues. I'll see you guys soon.